Okay. Good morning, students. Once again, we are coming back to tissues. Before that, before I start, just pray 1 second and listen. Okay, tissues we have already seen. There are different type of tissues in human. What are the different type of tissue we have seen? That is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and also nervous tissue. These are the different type of tissues. We already discussed the different type of epithelial tissue, and we also started connective tissue. Blood I already explained. Blood contains a liquid part called plasma, and three different type of blood cells: red blood cell, white blood cells, different type of white blood cells, and blood platelets. And I also started that is about blood. It is a connective tissue. Blood is a connective tissue. It is connecting different parts of the body, so it is called a connective tissue. Next, bone is also a connective tissue. I already told you, blood, the cells are embedded in the blood. Again, blood. Cells are there. Cells are inside a liquid. This liquid is called plasma. This actually cells are embedded in plasma, and this medium in which the cells are embedded, it is called matrix. That is a common name. Matrix, common name. Matrix means where cells are embedded, or where cells are kept. In blood, you can see the cells are kept in a blood plasma. But if you take bones, in a bone actually the matrix is very hard. You can see hard tissue, which is made up of calcium and phosphorus. Calcium and calcium phosphate actually, it is not a solid, but cells are inside. You can see inside cells will be there. If you can see bone, you can see bone tissue. It is making the frame, bone making the framework. It is connecting different parts of the body and support our body. It is supporting our body. Without the bone, we cannot think. If a bone is broken, you cannot, that part will not function. So it is supporting the body, and also it is flexible. It can, because of the joints, it is flexible also. So actually here the matrix means the tissue, the region where the cells are embedded. These are cells. These cells are embedded, and this matrix is a hard matrix made up of calcium and phosphorus. Calcium phosphate, calcium and phosphorus. So actually, it is a hard matrix. In blood, it is a liquid, and this is the second type of in your textbook. You can see bone, compact bone. C, diagram C, you can see the cells are also there. And the next one, tendons. What is tendon? Tendons, the part of the muscle which connect the, okay, we examine tendon. What is tendon? So this is a or hand bone. You can see here there is this is another bone, and here there is a muscle. This is this muscle, biceps. Is called biceps. This muscle, it is connected to the. You can see it is connected to the bone. The muscles are connected to the bone by a hard tissue. This hard tissue, very hard tissue. This is called a tendon. So it is connected here and here. This and also it is connected. That is why we can move the hand. This is called a tendon, and this tendons is having great strength, very strong, very great strength, and limited flexibility. Flexibility is limited. And there is another tissue, is called a ligament. So tendon is this one. It is a very strong tissue, a limited flexibility. It will not move like elastic, but you can see muscle can move, can contract. Next one is called a ligament. Ligament means when two bones join. So one bone join with the other one. Even in knee and all these parts, the two bones are connected by another tissue. There is a tissue that is connecting. So if any damage to this one, this is called a ligament. This tissue is called a ligament. If any damage to this tissue, we call a sprain. Sprain എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഉളുക്കുണ്ടാകുന്നത് ഇതാണ്. ഇതിന് ഈ ടിഷ്യൂവിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡാമേജ് വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ it can leads to sprain. So it also is a ligament. Elastic. It is elastic because the bone has to move. It is elastic and little matrix. Matrix is lesser. And next one is cartilage. Another tissue. Cartilage. Cartilage, you are very familiar with the cartilage. You can see if you examine your nose, so it is also made up of a bone and ear and other part also. You can see flexible bones. Even the tip of many bones, hard bone also, the tip is soft, this part. And this kind of soft bone is called cartilage. So soft bone in our body is called cartilage. So this is also another type of connective tissue. Again, matrix is solid and also matrix is solid and cells are widely spaced. Cells alla അടുത്തടുത്തല്ല മാട്രിക്സിൻ്റെ ഫാർ ആയിട്ടാണ് സെൽസ് പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്തേക്കുന്നത്. ഇനി അടുത്തത് areolar tissue. These are all connective tissue ആണ്. Areolar tissue. Areolar tissue എവിടെയാണ് കാണുന്നത്? Where do you find? Areolar tissue, it is found between the skin and muscle. You already studied skin. Skin is so many layers of cells, stratified epithelium ആണ്. Between skin and muscle, suppose muscle is here, is a muscle. In between skin and muscle, you can see there is a tissue, and this tissue between skin, this is skin and this is muscle, you think. And in between this one, you get areolar tissue, and the diagram is already there in the text too, areolar tissue A. And it is also having different type of cells. It is labeled there. You need not remember all the different plasma cell, macrophage, mast cell, different type of cells are there. And between and it is also present in the bone marrow. If you examine bone, if you examine bone, inside the bone there is a soft part. Bone in the inside very soft, and this soft part inside, it's a fluid-like thing. If you break bigger bones, not a rib or anything, you can see this is called bone marrow. Blood cells are produced here. This bone marrow also is made up of this kind of areolar tissue, and also this is in between skin and muscle, areolar tissue, inside the bone marrow, and also it is the organs. Between the organs, you can see ഓരോ ഓർഗനും വേറൊരു ഓർഗനുമായിട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് ഇത് നമ്മുടെ ബോഡി ഹാങ് ചെയ്ത് കിടക്കില്ല. ഇത് തമ്മിൽ ഇതിൽ ബോഡിയായിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ദ ഇൻറ്റേർണൽ ഓർഗൻ, സപ്പോർട്ടിങ് ഇൻറ്റേർണൽ ഓർഗൻ. ദീസ് ആർ ഓൾസോ ദീസ് ആർ ദ പ്ലേസസ് വെർ യു സി ഏരിയോളർ ടിഷ്യൂ. ആൻഡ് ലാസ്റ്റ് യു ക്യാൻ സി ആഡിപ്പോസ്, ഫാറ്റ് സ്റ്റോറിങ് ആഡിപ്പോസ് ടിഷ്യൂ. ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ, ആഡിപ്പോസ് ടിഷ്യൂ. all connective tissue. Adipose tissue, actually those who are eating meat, you can see നമ്മൾ മേടിക്കുമ്പോൾ നെയ്യ്, ഒത്തിരി നെയ്യുള്ള ഇറച്ചിയായിരുന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. So actually this that fat, that is actually it is a adipose tissue, and it is also present in under the skin. Some places you can see it is present under the skin. Even pig and all, you can see a very thick layer is there, and between internal organ also this tissue, fatty, this fat storing tissue is there, and also that diagram also it is fat droplet, it is already there. Adipose tissue also is there. So these are the different type of connective tissue. Once again, listen, connective tissue. First one, blood. Second one, bone. Third one, ligament. Fourth one, tendons. Fifth one, cartilage. Then sixth one is areolar tissue, and the last one is adipose tissue, fat storing adipose. These are the different type of connective tissue. Next one is third type. Well, two types are over. First type we explained epithelium. Second one is connective tissue, and the third one is actually we are going to see muscles. Muscles, there are two type of muscles. The first one is muscles. There are two type of muscles are there. Muscles are generally about they are long elongated cells, and it helps in movement. This I already told you. It is a long elongated cells and long elongated cells, long and elongated cell. Elongated cells, and they help the movement of the body. If you move the hand, you can see this muscle is contracting, and also it contains special protein, special contractive protein. Muscle cells contain special protein called contractile protein. Because of this one, the contraction of muscle is possible. And again, there are the muscles we can divide into two types. Two types are there. Voluntary muscle and involuntary muscle. Two type of muscles are there. Muscles, two types. Voluntary muscle and involuntary. What is the meaning of voluntary? Voluntary means with our permission, we can control ourselves. If I want to contract this muscle, it is possible for me. But you cannot contract heart muscle. You have no control over the heart muscle. Or a muscle that is inside the different organ, you have no control. Without your control, you can see this muscle contract and relax. These are called involuntary muscle. Involuntary muscle, we have no control. Heart muscle example. Voluntary means we can control it. So first we will see what is the voluntary muscle. So voluntary muscles are also called, voluntary means we can contract. They are called skeletal muscle. Another name is skeleton. It is connected to skeletal muscles. Connected to the skeleton. They are elongated cylindrical cells. They are elongated cylindrical multinucleate cell. Diagram is there in the text. You can see the long elongated multinucleate. Many nuclei are there. And they are also having so many striations. That is three karta striations and some part bands. You can see dark and white bands are there. Nuclei, so many nuclei, many nuclei and dark and white patches are there. This is a dark band. This is white. Dark area and white area. Long cylindrical cells, and also they are called striated muscle. Then the involuntary muscle. Involuntary muscles are spindle shape. Spindle involuntary muscle, spindle shape. Spindle means, what is the meaning of spindle? Spindle means both ends are pointed. If the ends are pointed, that shape is called a spindle. English word. If both ends are pointed, it is called a spindle shape. So the cells are, you can see spindle shape, and you can see there is only one nucleus. And this is spindle shaped and uninucleate, and no striation. That is dark white regions, no striation. They are involuntary muscles. And then next one is cardiac muscle, you can see the third diagram in the textbook. The cardiac muscle is making our heart, or the muscle in the heart, and that is a special type of muscle. It always contract and relax, rhythmatic contraction and relaxation throughout the life, and it is a special branched cells and also branched cells and show rhythmatic contraction. That always contract and relax, and that is a cardiac muscle. Diagrams are given. A diagram is there in the branch union nucleus, so branches will be there. So this is, you can see diagram is there in the textbook. The last type of muscle we are discussing is nervous tissue. Last one, nervous tissue. You already studied about nervous tissues in the lower class, I hope. Nervous tissues, you can see it is making our brain, nerves, etc. They are made up of nervous tissue. If you examine the cell, we examine the cells of a nerve. It is having a cell body. This is the cell body. Cell body means where the nucleus, everything is kept. This is the cell body. And it is having so many branches. You can see so many small branches are there. And one of the branch is very long. And this is a long branch. Maybe it can be up to 1 meter. And meter means it can start from your leg. It can go up to the brain, that much 1 meter long. And these small branches are called dendrites. Dendrite. This is the nucleus. Cytoplasm is inside as a usual cell. And this is called axon. Long branch is called axon. So the nerve impulse means messages from one part of the body to the other part. It is going through this long nerve cell. This dendrite, actually they collect the messages. For example, if somebody touches here, I can understand that somebody is touching because that message will be immediately collected by the cells, this dendrites. It will be transported through the axon to the brain. Not maybe more than one cell will be there, and that is actually another connective tissue. It is connecting all part of the body, and so it is also coming under connective tissue. So this is the nerve ending. Last one you can see. This is the nerve ending. This is the nerve ending. This is a nerve. The diagram is there in the textbook. So actually the tissue is, the different type of tissue is over. So look at the question, very simple question. Name the tissue responsible for movement, muscles. What does neuron look like? A diagram is here, very simple. Give 3 features of cardiac muscle. Branch, uninucleate, it can contract rhythmatically throughout the life. And so that these are the special characteristics of that cell. Like that you can, what are the functions of areolar tissue? I already explained areolar tissue function, and you just check and try to answer these questions in the textbook. And I stop here. Then if you have any doubt, you can see Saturday there is class. During Saturday you can ask. Before Saturday I hope this will come to you.